Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
Cool. So, can you briefly just let me know your name and what year did you intern and for what program?
So my name is Erin O'Brien, and I was an intern at Community Solutions in the 96-97 school year. And I interned in the Family and Children Outpatient Program, so the kids program.
Okay, so what drew you to Community Solutions?
Well, it was a couple things. At the time, I was a re-entry student, so by the time I was going back to school, I had 3 kids and a job and everything else. And so part of it was getting something that was on the way. So I lived in Hollister, was commuting to San Jose. So I was looking kind of in a geographic frame, but the most important thing to me was I wanted a quality placement, and I knew I wanted clinical experience because I wasn't sure how I wanted to use my MSW, but I knew that if I didn't get my license, that I would be putting a ceiling on my possibilities. So I knew I wanted to get some clinical experience. Wasn't sure I was going to like it, and then ended up falling in love with it. Fell in love with the agency too.
What were your favorite things about your internship?
The people, both the clients and the co-workers that I had. I was kind of bowled over by my client experience and how impactful working with the clients was. But the people that I worked with were just amazing. And to this day, many years later, remain some of my best friends.
What were some of your challenges?
I think it was adjusting to, coming in with only my first year internship placement was in a group home for girls in the foster care system who were chronic runaways. So wildly different experience. And I remember when I got here and they talked about productivity expectations and charting and 5-axis diagnosis, and I thought my head was going to explode. So it took me a little bit to get used to that with a ton of support. But it was kind of figuring out how to do my time management, all skills that came in that were great skills to develop. But initially those were some bumpy things for me, is learning how to chart and all of that. It was very foreign. I had great support in doing it, but that was probably the biggest challenge. And then of course it was, figuring out we work with some clients who have really significant challenges. And so even as an intern where I was given some of the lighter weight cases, the issues that my clients were facing were really real. And so it was important to get the clinical support so that I could provide good care to them. But that was a little daunting.
Is there any advice you have that you can provide for interns?
The thing I would say is to know how powerful your advocacy can be for yourself and your needs, and to really be able to speak up and let your supervisor and your coworkers and your team know what you need. Because I always say that an intern's first priority, their job is to learn. Because you're getting ready to go out in the world and do incredibly important work. So the quality of your intern experience matters a lot. So be an advocate for yourself, speak up for what you need. Your voice has more power than you think it possibly could. And frankly, it's a gift that you're giving to the team when you do speak up, because everyone's invested in your success. And when you bring your voice and your needs to the front, that really makes everybody's job much easier and is just a better outcome for everybody. So, please use your voice. Be a social worker for yourself.